As it's Monday and I'd often be doing an assembly on a Monday, I thought I'd just post a brief reflection just to stay in touch and to let you know that we're thinking of you and hope you're all well and doing okay. I've been thinking a lot over the past few days about the whole idea of hope, and hope is one of those strange words that gets bandied around a lot. We use it to talk about all sorts of different things. But I think hope's something that doesn't really mean a lot when things are going really well. Hope's something that comes into its own when things are really tough, and suddenly the word and the concept become much more meaningful. I love the concept of hope because hope isn't about pretending that everything's just absolutely fine when it isn't. Hope is about reality, it's about facing reality. It's about looking at life and the world we're living in and trying to look beyond the immediate to the possibilities in the future. So hope recognises that things are difficult, but hopes and trusts that we'll get through it, that things will get better, that somehow we'll find meaning in everything that's going on. Hope encourages us to dig in, to keep going, to persevere. I was reminded when I was thinking about hope about my first day at Derby High School, and I had to do a reflection. I was asked to do a reflection for the staff meeting. It was the first thing I did when I came to school. And it was probably one of the scariest things that I've had to do because I didn't know anybody, I didn't know what people would think of what I was doing, and I was really, really nervous. And I used an anchor, a big anchor, which I brought in and stuck on the table. And I talked about one of my favourite Bible verses, which says, we have this hope as an anchor for the soul. And I love that verse because I love that image of anchors and being anchored. And for me, an anchor isn't about being static and stuck. I once read that in times gone by, sailors used to throw the anchor ahead of the ship when it was really stormy to stabilise the ship, but also to keep it moving forward. And to me, that's a really helpful image in these times. The idea of being anchored and being held, but also not being held in a kind of static way, but that sense of moving forward, that sense of hope being something that helps us to keep going and to keep moving, whatever storms are raging around us. And for me, hope is about faith, and faith is a really important part of hope. But whether we have a faith or not, we can find hope in all kinds of things. I've seen so many examples over these past couple of weeks of amazing acts of kindness, of communities coming together, of love being expressed in all sorts of different ways. And perhaps for each one of us, it's a time where we can really think about those things that give us hope. Whether we have a faith or not, whatever we feel about all that's going on in the world, maybe it's a time to look out in these next few days for small glimpses of hope. However big our world is, whether our world's suddenly shrunk to our own homes and gardens, maybe look out for those little signs of hope this week.